What's up, Keldio? Nothing special with this intro. Unfortunately, I am like dying of something. Not too sure what, so I don't have much energy to do my usual intro, and I do apologize for that. But I thought I'd still bring you Pickems anyway, just because I enjoy doing them. I know you enjoy it. So here we go. There we go. First off is Ditto versus Enrico. Honestly, kind of important battle in a sense of the fact that Ditto doesn't really want to lose anymore, if that makes sense. Though at the moment they are safe in playoffs. I say at the moment. Losing another game or even losing another 2 games could spell disaster. They're currently in 5th place, so it's not looking great if they lose another game. Whereas Enrico, if they win this, they will actually jump up to possibly 5th. Depending on how things go. So, like, this is an important battle for both of them to try and start solidifying their placement in that top 6. I believe it's top... I think it's top 6 that make it through from memory. So, it's going to be very important. But look at the matchup in itself. Looking at the Terra captains. Tauros actually does really look nice here as a whole. Both through its spread moves and the amount of damage it can do physically. Nothing really wants to take a hit from it. With Ogerpon being your backup heavy hitter on top of that. Darkrai, though I think that Pokemon sucks. Could do a lot of work on the special side. Especially endgame if things are chipped. And then you have things like the... you know, Slowking can be really good for the pivoting side of things as well. As well as just spreading poisons would be really nice. Would be a nice thing to... Well, not nice for Ditto, but it'd just be a nice thing to do in general. Get some T-Spikes in, especially if they don't bring Muck. T-Spikes are pretty much, like, free to do. So, just some more options there. Tinkerton looks really nice here as well, with Knock Off and Play Rough as your 2 main moves. You know, start knocking off things. Because, like, Gliscor isn't technically an answer to it, because Ice Hammer exists, so you don't really want to use Gliscor for that. Overall, I think Enrico has the better matchup. Like, Ditto can pull something out to completely flip everything in their hands, but like pure match wise, I think Enrico does have it. Up next is Relon versus Berry. Another very important battle for both of them to try and, because no one's like locked out. Well, Berry's pretty much unfortunately locked out of playoffs, but like they can cause a lot of damage to other people trying to make playoffs, which is one of these games here. And once again, Bundle looks really good. I mean, unless Sneasler gets that Unburden or there's something Scarf, Bundle kind of just goes ham, especially a late game bundle when everything is chipped. Like Freeze Dry is super free, Hydro Pump is super free as well. On top of that, on top of that, we might actually get to finally see the Tauros come. I think Terra Tauros might be a better play rather than Terra Haunter, just mainly because Haunter even doesn't hold the Eviolite, even with a Terra, and there's just so many like massive attackers that nothing really wants to switch in. Against Shocks, I feel like possibly Laurentis could come just to try and disturb plays and things around that. If I had to pick up team to win, I think Relon probably has this in the bag just because they have so much offense that I think if they lose 1 or 2 key Pokemon, it's pretty much GG's. Up next is Zom versus Jaw, which is probably the toughest battle because honestly, if Zom wins this, they're pretty much... I think Zom at this point is pretty much safe in the playoffs, but their opponent needs to win this. Their opponent generally like needs to win the next like 3 games, or at the very least win 2 games. So, I mean, in hindsight, this is probably one of the better games to possibly lose. But it's just about not losing by a lot. I think that's like the main takeaway of this. Don't lose by a massive amount, and you'll be fine. I mean, look, I can analyze the team. At the end of the day, Zom is an absolute demon in the draft leagues, but I feel like... I mean, they gotta be very careful because they can't really set up the horse too much because Ditto is right there. And unless Monslash comes, unless if that horse has like 4 kills under its belt, Ditto comes in, copies that, and just absolutely obliterates everything else. So I do think they either this is the game they bring the Munchlax for the sheer fact. Oh, I forgot Terravagos is literally right there as well. So I guess they're kind of safe. But if that total goes down and the horse gets a bunch of kills, it could very much flip on the other side. In saying that, we might once again, Battle Bomb Greninja always looks really, really good. Always gotta be careful of the random terror though. And the unfortunate thing with Battle Bomb Greninja is they've used Battle Bond, I think, nearly every week now. So because that, it's becoming a little bit predictable of, okay, just expect the Battle Bond Life Orb set, bring something with AV. So they do gotta be like a little bit careful of that. Overall, I think Zom will probably win this. But I mean, if you can beat Zom, absolutely amazing. If you can minimize the L, even better. So up next, we have Martin versus Kayla, which is going to be an interesting battle because both of them are still very much in danger of not making playoffs. I think at the moment they're both in the top 6, but any more L's could really change that for the worse. So, I mean, look at this team. Martin does have the definitely has the capability of taking down with Zamazenta scaring off 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5, 6 Pokemon that don't want to really take it. With the Terra Arboliva taking on a few of these Pokemon as well. So I think, like, on the flip side, I think Martin does have the team to do it, but Kayla so far has, from everything they've shown so far, I think they're an incredible battler, and I think they could definitely get another win here. And they have the tools as well with a Bombstone Zoroark really stopping anything from hitting as hard as it could be. You know, Value always gotta be careful. The Great Tusk is gonna be really helpful against the Zamazenta, especially if it's not set up correctly just yet. Zamazenta can't really stay in, and you gotta be very careful on the switch in Arboliva. I mean, I guess Mandibuzz does exist, which doesn't look too bad here, the Mandibuzz, but then you do have like the Toxic Chain, Pheasantipity you gotta be a little bit more worried about as well. Overall, I think it's gonna be a 50-50. I think it'll be a 50-50 this match. Then we have the Monotype versus Emmy. So honestly, Emmy just is coming off their first win. Congratulations. Even though it's super hacksy, we still take those. I'm not gonna lie, that Porygon just kind of sits on this entire team. That Porygon low-key just with Voltoball just kind of sits like through 90% of this team. With like a very, with the Golurk being like an endgame mon of just Earthquake everything. I think on top of that, you could probably bring Metagross, Gouging Fire even. Hazard stacking is always nice just because their only spinner is... Actually, they don't even have a spinner. Yeah, they have like no way to go... They don't really have a reliable way of getting rid of hazards. So like hazard stacking is always really good against this, which kind of forces them to bring Boots. And if they bring Boots, you know, it's you could literally generally lead Glamora and just start hazard stacking like no tomorrow, which is a fair would be a fair play because like Rotom can't really stay in, especially if you fire off a Energy Ball. Gonna be very careful. Honestly, Amy, I think you could win this. I think you can go for a second win. That pretty much concludes all the battles because oh no, sorry, I got it wrong. So Muffin and Eggers, that battle there has already been done, so we've already played that. One spoiler who won, but you can go check it out. But our final battle is a very interesting one because both of them, once again, Tweed doesn't really have to win. They should win just to solidify their place. But Prince, on the other hand, definitely needs to win. Prince needs to win like probably 2 more matches to be safe. But they do verse me 1 week, and I'm gonna do. I think that's the game where I actually generally try my hardest. Just because I think I'm hilarious to be the one that causes them not to. It might sound really mean, but you know, like I can't make playoffs myself, so might as well drag everyone else with me. But in terms of this matchup, I mean, it's not looking too bad for Prince in general. I mean, with the Terra Fire on the Poliwrath can't be burnt. And with that Poliwrath, if it's in the rain, you know, Treads doesn't want to fight it, Garganacl doesn't want to fight it, Decidueye doesn't want to fight it, Rotom Heat doesn't want to fight it, Hisuian Samurott doesn't want to fight it, Zangoose doesn't want to fight it. Not many things. I mean, realistically, Enormous doesn't want to fight it. Neither does I mean, like there's like so many people that don't really want to fight it, per se. That if the rain does go up and that thing belly drums, it's pretty much game over from there. So I think what we'll either see is a mirror herb with something that I mean, one cool strat, if you could, is mirror herb sunny day on something. You know, take the +6 boost, sunny day to slow it down, and then just start then just obliterate right back. So that'd be a cool play. But that is everything for this week Pickems. Like I said, I apologize for no fancy intro. There won't be an outro either. I'm just gonna probably upload this pretty much raw as it is. But yeah, I can't wait to see all your games. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye.